Hi, my name is Meresha. Today I will be showing you the amazing Nugent audio plugins that will surely transform your production workflow. Let's begin. First, I wanted to show you guys the Paragon ST, a revolutionary convolution reverb like no other. Here, I put it on two instances of sends, as I have two synths and I want them to sit in different places. So let's look at it. I'm sending my rave synth over here to the first one. This is what it looks like. What I really like about this reverb is that you can set the mic distance, so you can have the sound like it's right in front of you, even if the space is big. Or you can have it really far away. So let's try it. This is the rave synth with the reverb on, fully. Now it's further away. Now it's close up. So I want the rave synth to sound like it's closer than the fairy synth. So let's try to do that. So here I have the first send of the Paragon. Let's have it be like a 30% medium-sized room. And the other one is being sent right here. Let's have it be really far from us. Let's hear how that sounds. Cool, so with this plugin you get so many presets, and these have actual recorded impulse responses in each of these rooms that you see here. So you can have a dark chamber, make your song sound dark and moody, or you can have a large club, a forest, a hotel lobby, literally anything you want, and it's real recorded impulse responses. So you're gonna have some real sounding reverbs over here. Next up, I wanted to mix my piano into the mix. So here it is. This piano is sitting at the same range as the vocals. So I decided to use the SEQ ST stereo equalizer to scoop out some of the frequencies that I don't want. What's really cool about this EQ is that you can literally draw the line like this. With most EQs, you have to do it one by one. So this comes in really handy if you know exactly the curve you want. You just draw it, and there it is. And not only can you control the left, the right, the mids, and the sides with this EQ, you can also match it to another sound that you want to base the EQ on. So I'm gonna match it with the vocals because I want the vocals to stand out. So I want to scoop out the piano so the vocals sit right in the middle and the piano is just next to it. So let's record it. I could spend my day surfing with you. So as you can see, the vocals sit right here, and this is pretty good how I scooped it out so that we can have some good space for my main part. So for this piano sound, I also used the Nugent Stereoizer, which lets you avoid unnecessary EQing by helping you put things into their own stereo space. You can use this widening feature to bring width into any sound. I like to use this for main synth parts and vocal parts. I find raising the acuity is good for fast transients on synths, and raising the resolution can be good for vocal parts. And you can also select which frequencies you want to be affected. So I'm gonna select all of them, why not? And I'm gonna make it really wide. And let's hear how they sound with the vocals now, with the two plugins on. I could spend my day surfing with you, surfing this life. So the vocals sit in a really nice space, and they're not being disturbed by the piano, but let's turn this off and let's see how it sounds without the two Nugent plugins on the piano. I could spend my day surfing with you, surfing this life. Not bad, but they're kind of competing for space, especially if we turn everything on in the track. And what I use for my bass is this right here, the Monofilter. So I recorded the Moog. You might want to put on some good headphones so you can hear this low fat sound over here. But basically, I don't want the very low end. Let's hear how it sounds full. So by this feature, you get to remove any lows that you don't want. And let's try this. This is quite extreme. The frequencies, all the very high frequencies are there, but anything less, it just gets less and less. So this is kind of my sweet spot over here. Next up, I wanted to show you guys another thing that I've been doing with the Stereoizer. So for example, I have two synths running here, and when only the fairy synth is happening, I have it going really wide because I just wanted to take up space and for the sections to sound different. So it's really fun to play with automation. As you can see, I automated the Nugent Stereoizer on and off. So it's on when the synth is by itself. Let's hear it. Yeah, so you can play with any different automation for these plugins. These are some really fun tools to play with. Next thing I wanted to show you guys is the Stereo Placer. So the Stereo Placer is a very unique tool that I personally have never used. This is a very new thing to me and I find it really cool, and I'm looking forward to see what I will come up with using this. But it looks like an EQ, but it lets you pan things to the left and right, as so.
I could spend my day surfing with you, surfing this life. Cosmic devotion raising us up over tide.
So this can be a cool effect, or even for the mixing stage, I can find many uses for this where you want instruments to travel throughout the track and not just sit in one spot. This is a great tool, the Stereo Placer. Next up, an amazing tool if you're a mastering engineer is the Nugent Visualizer. It basically lets you visualize your audio in any way you can imagine. Let's take a look. Just like the other plugins, this has a lot of presets for whatever you might be looking for. For example, mastering, phase inspection. It's great. We also have this limiter right here, which is another tool for mastering. So once you know the loudness you want, you can use this. But a great way to know where your track stands in terms of loudness compared to streaming sites is this plugin right here, the Master Check. There's a menu right here of all the major streaming sites, and if we pick Spotify for example, they turn down everything to -14 LUFS. So let's see where my track stands. Let's offset to match. Okay, so it looks like my track will be turned down about 2 dB. That's just 2 dB of unused headroom, but not bad, not bad. And you can select anything else, like Tidal. I use Tidal personally, and select their different features. If you have hi-fi, it'll sound different. So then you can go back, of course, to your limiter and change this accordingly so you can have the loudness that you want. Well, this is it for my Nugent Audio VST review. These are all very helpful plugins that I will be using in my production, mixing, and mastering process. And as you can see, I've already utilized these on my track, and I'm excited to automate these to create different effects that people might not have done with these. So I will keep you guys updated on my progress, and I hope you will too.